So before we start today's show, I do want you to answer today's poll question down in the comments section because we're going to be talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who do you think is the better player right now going into the 2022-2023 season, considering all of the accolades and the physical dominance of Giannis, but also Steph Curry now having 4 championships and finally an NBA Finals MVP? Want you to get those votes in down below. S for Steph, G for Giannis. Let me know, and let's start today's show. Warriors country, let's ride. You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. Happy Friday to everybody tuned in, no matter where you are or how you're watching. Thank you so much for making Golden State Warriors Today a part of your day. And where you're watching, I want you to let me know right now in the comment section. Taking a look at the analytics, see a bunch of people tuned in from all across the globe. Shout out to those pushing P from the Philippines. So we're really talking about Giannis a lot on today's program because Steve Kerr had some pretty interesting things to say about arguably the most dominant and best player in the NBA today. Now, I think Steph Curry is certainly up there, but from a physical standpoint, he's not Giannis. That's why I posed that question for you to kick off today's show. We'll get to what Steve Kerr had to say in a few moments, but first, let me relay kind of how this came to light here. So Steve Kerr on a trip to Cairo, Egypt right now to coach some campers, and he was asked by an international reporter about Giannis and the best player that he'd like to coach who he hasn't coached already. And Kerr does have an international background. He was born in Lebanon, and then he lived in Cairo as a teenager. So now he's back there in Egypt to teach some of these young bulls about what the game of basketball is like. And what an awesome opportunity for some of those young players, considering that Steve Kerr played alongside Michael Jordan, won a couple of championships, played with Greg Popovich, San Antonio Spurs, was critical on some of those title teams, and of course, really successful with the Suns as a basketball executive, and now has 4 championships as a head coach. And when he was asked and when he was completing some interview and media duties, he said that he'd love to coach Giannis. Now hang tight because I will want to get to exactly what Steve Kerr had to say, and we're going to relay that to the audience coming up. But obviously with Giannis, I don't think that if he were to come to the Golden State Warriors, and if Steve Kerr were to get his wish of coaching one of the most unique specimens who we've ever seen grace the basketball floor, that it would happen via trade. It would probably have to happen at some point down the road in NBA free agency. So, of course, we have to look at the current Giannis contract after he recently signed that Supermax extension. This upcoming year has a base salary worth north of $42 million. The year after that, 2023-2024, so next year, $45.5 million. The year after, nearly $49 million. And the final year of his deal, you expect him to still be in pretty good physical condition depending on how he ages. He's going to be making about $52 million, final year of his contract. Then he becomes an unrestricted free agent, free to sign with any other team as long as he doesn't sign a new deal at 32 years old. And with Giannis, we're talking about a completely unique basketball player. What a path he's been on, right? Since getting identified in France as this really gazelle-looking young and immature basketball player who had all of these physical abilities, has been able to fill out his frame, fill out his game, and become just a completely dominant basketball player. And you look at the legacy that he's been able to put together over the last several years. He won that championship back in 2021, and when they took down the Phoenix Suns, he won the NBA Finals MVP. 2-time most valuable player in the regular season, up to this point, a 6-time NBA All-Star and Defensive Player of the Year. He's the only player, alongside Michael Jordan, in the history of the league to be an NBA champion, an NBA Finals MVP, multiple MVP trophies, a Defensive Player of the Year, and have all of those accolades together on his player bio alone. And can you imagine if, let's just say, over the next couple of years, the Warriors are able to develop some of these young players, and then maybe at the tail end of Steph's prime or his career in general, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, that you enter Giannis into the fold? That right there, folks, would be electric. That right there, folks, would be something else. Once again, Reminder, what Steve Kerr said, we'll get to that, then take a look at some more numbers. But first, as a fan of the Dubs, the fact that this team has been so successful, and they might not even need Giannis, would you welcome Antetokounmpo onto the Golden State Warriors? Get into the comment section once more. Let me know. Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. And if you're pumped up about this basketball team being the reigning NBA champions, have you gotten any championship gear yet? If the answer to that is no, even if it's yes, how about some more gear or just gear in general? What a deal we have for you, thanks to our friends at Fanatics. This black gold-blooded championship NBA Finals shirt available right now for everybody if you head to chatsports.com/goldblooded. Awesome design here, really good material for a very affordable price. Shoot, a t-shirt in nowadays financial climate for $14. Get it right now. I'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. I think I heard a meow sound in the background. What's good, McConaughey? Giannis's last 4 years of his NBA career, he has put together just some phenomenal numbers, and this goes to show you just how dominant he is. Inside jokes here at Chat Sports. This past year, nearly 30 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, little less than 6 dimes, and the efficiency factor of his game really has become phenomenal because he's still shooting 55 last year, 2 years ago 57%, 55 before that, nearly 58, but the field goal percentage is still really good with Giannis taking more three-pointers. This guy, defensive maven, offensive superstar. Shoot, from the three-point perimeter, he gets to the rack only taking a couple of steps. We really haven't seen a player in the course of NBA history with this type of body type and this type of physical prowess who moves like he does and can take over games like he does. And this guy, he is just one of one. As for what Steve Kerr said about Giannis, he was asked, what's a player and who's a player that you'd like to coach? He said, Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'd love to coach Giannis. He's a great player, but he also seems like a great person. And that's also really cool. And why Giannis would work seamlessly in this Warriors franchise, because the foundation and the standard has been set by Steph Curry of this not being a selfish basketball culture, it being a team-oriented approach where everybody plays with one another, for one another, and they feed off one another. And Giannis has that to his game. This guy has a great personality. This guy is intense on the floor, but nice off of it. He is just a cold-blooded assassin when you have him in between the lines, but off the court, I'd love to hang out with Giannis. Get some workout, fitness tips, but also just be able to talk some hoops with the guy who is a very lively figure. Now, at the end of the day and at the end of the show, this is why you subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we'll cover breaking news like we did the other day with Jerome Robinson. Throughout the draft and free agency, we were garnering 2 million views per month because we do something that nobody else does. So that's why you got to subscribe to the channel for the best year-round Warriors news, rumors, and analysis. Sometimes we'll explore something like this on a slow day because we get creative, and I want to have this be an open forum for basketball conversation. Subscribe to the channel as we approach 46,000 subs. And if you made it this far on today's show, I want you to type real one in the comment section because we appreciate you. And for all the real ones out there, keep being about that life.